Ladies and gentlemen, the Toronto Maple Leafs are cooked. I'm done. I'm over this team. I'm not even a Leaf fan. This isn't, the media talks about them too much. It's these guys. There's nothing new to talk about. If this was a TV show, there's been no character development from the last 8 years. It's the same story all the time. And just what a pathetic showing for this franchise right now. You have to blow this all up if you're the Toronto Maple Leafs. I see no other way around what is happening. And I'm not saying like trade Matthews and all these guys, but there needs to be substantial changes. It would be a wild overreaction to get rid of Treliving after 1 year, but Shanahan has to go. The Shanahan plan clearly hasn't worked. Sheldon Keefe continues to get outcoached. No matter who he is facing, Sheldon Keefe gets absolutely outcoached. And this roster needs at least a rejigging, because what we saw this week was just simply not acceptable at all. And I'm tired of the excuses about this team. Oh, well, William Nylander was out there for the first couple of games. So you still have Matthews, Marner, and Tavares. Oh, Matthews is a little under the weather. So you still have Nylander, Marner, and Tavares. That's why you go out and get 4 players like that. It's not so you can have a cool nickname. It's not so that you can come out and score 85 goals a game and start to celebrate and make a couple nice jokes when someone scores 69 goals in a season. It's so that when one of the guys isn't going, you still have 3 who should be able to pick up the slack. No one is feeling bad for you that, Nylander's a little bit banged up. You only have Matthews, Marner, and Tavares as your superstars who can step up in this series? Oh no. Boston lost Bergeron and Krejci to retirement last year, and they are wiping the floor with this team. So I don't care that Matthews, well, yes, best player on the team. So it sucks that he goes down or that he is limited with an illness. You still have Nylander, Marner, and Tavares who should be able to pick up the slack. So no, I don't give a shit that Nylander has migraines. I care for him. That sucks. I don't give a shit that Matthews is dealing with an illness right now. From a Leaf standpoint, there should be guys around here who can step up. This is year 8 of this. 8. If this is 7 years ago, then yeah, okay. A couple of your core pieces are out, but you still have some new guys around. You're trying to figure it all out. And yeah, Boston has kind of goaded you into a couple of slugfests, but you're young, you're figuring it out. You should have figured this out by now. I can't wrap my head around how it's this bad still, how there's been no progression still for this team. Another thing I can't figure out, why does it seem like John Tavares is just being let off the hook in all of these things? Like, I get it's cute he had pajamas with your team on it, but these are the times, these are the moments where your captain and your leader is supposed to step up, and he has done none of it. A power play goal, sweet, fantastic, great, which, for this team has been quite the hill to climb, but for the guy who was brought in to take this thing over the top, he has done no such thing. And I don't think he is a hindrance to this team or anything like that. But these are the moments where your captain is supposed to be the one who's like, you know what, guys, I get it. William Nylander, he had the aura in his eye for a week and a half now. His head feels like it's exploding. Hop on, I got us. Yeah, Matthews just puked on the bench. It's a little gross. Hop on, I got us. He's done nothing of that, but everyone's focusing on, Nylander and Marner were yelling at each other. Oh no, I want them to be yelling. I want everyone on that team to be yelling at themselves right now, because this was dreadful. By all means, have it show up on the ice, but Tavares should be the one yelling at these guys to get their heads out of their asses, because it's been so bad out there. I don't understand. I keep coming back to 8 years. This group has played about 60 playoff games together, give or take a few. Marner was at 54. The rest of them should be around that number. These are not things that should be giving you problems in playoff game 55. These are things that give you problems in playoff game 5, and you figure it out. So I feel like it has to be a big change. The fact that it is the same problem year after year after year. At the very least, this was supposed to be done after last year when they finally won in the first round. So you have to make, I think, a significant change here. some of the messaging has really frustrated me too. Keefe coming out and saying, well, you know what? Can't, of all the things you can say, can't question the effort. That's not comforting. I wish you could question the effort. It's either effort or you suck. And effort is a whole lot easier to figure out this time of year than suck is. Suck, then you just suck. Effort, at least you can try hard. And I do think that the Leafs are actually trying hard. I think the problem is they're trying hard in the wrong spots. And I don't want to do the, oh, you know what the problem is? These guys care too much. Because I don't think you're out caring the Boston Bruins right now in this series and just losing. I do think that there is a lot of effort being put into making the perfect this and making the perfect that. But again, these problems should have been fixed 4 or 5 years ago, and they're not. So spare me the effort thing with this group. The other one is, well, you know, it's been a close series so far. It's just things haven't gone our way. You notice how losers are the only ones who say that? And it's wild how, and I'm tired of this in every sport. Oh, you know what? Just lost a few close games, man. Couple didn't go our way. It's just, those are the breaks of sports, and you just wash your hands of it and move on. Isn't it weird how the teams at the top always seem to win those games? And, well, there are exceptions, of course. The Minnesota Vikings from a season ago, like just a remarkably unsustainable run of competing and winning in very, very close games. But for the most part, they're the exception, not the rule. For the most part, the really good teams always find a way to win those close games, and the really bad teams are always the ones blaming luck, blaming the refs, blaming the bounces. Like, oh yeah, just a couple bounces didn't go our way, or else we would have been right there. Again, that's not as comforting as you think it is. That means that when the games matter the most, your team is failing. And when the games are the closest, the good teams are finding the ways to win. The good teams have the structure and the talent to be able to go out and execute so they can go out and win a hockey game. Whereas you are waiting for the bounces and hoping that your power play can just click and just throwing out the same fucking thing year after year after year. So spare me with, oh, well, the games are close. Yeah, and you keep losing them. Maybe figure out how to change that instead of just, oh, well, we were close. Better luck next year. No. No, you have to figure out how to be better, because the Boston Bruins keep winning close games. The Colorado Avalanche keep winning close games. Vancouver Canucks were President's Trophy threat for most of the season. Wild how they've figured out to win a couple close games against the Nashville Predators. There are certainly times where, speaking of Vancouver against Nashville, there are certainly times where you lose a close game even though you have wildly outplayed the other team. And it's just, sometimes shit happens, man. And I get in the playoffs, it is a 7-game sample size if you're lucky, and then it's over. And so a weird bounce or two can put you in a bad spot, and that sucks. But to just say, well, it's been close, is not nearly good enough. Because again, it's wild how the good teams 95% of the time put themselves in the best spot to win these games. Just crazy how that happens. Same thing happened out here a while ago. Oh, well, the team was in a bunch of 1-goal games in the third period and just lost a bunch in overtime. It's like, yeah, because they suck and they don't know what to do. The whole winning time thing. Like, that's, learning how to win, real skill. Leafs haven't figured it out. One team that has, the Colorado Avalanche, have absolutely figured out how to win. What an unbelievable performance in Game 4 to take a stranglehold on the Winnipeg Jets. And, like, you talk about, it's funny because the rest of the playoffs this weekend was about big players, stepping up. Makar, unbelievable goal. Nathan MacKinnon, just fucking awesome. Brock Besser, monster moments. Big players stepping up in these big games. And now you have the Avalanche. Any concerns about their goaltending, they're just outscoring that problem. So yeah, we'll just have the puck always. And Connor Hellebuck, I think I saw a stat, he's he's allowed the most goals in the postseason, but he's also made the most saves this postseason. Like, he's just getting peppered. And this Jets team, I am surprised at how overwhelmed it feels right now. Like, they get the boost from the crowd in Game 1, and it's a wild game. But aside from that, they are white-knuckling this thing. And it is white knuckles as it's flying towards the ditch. So I am a bit surprised by that from this team. I did not anticipate this group to feel this overwhelmed in this series, and I don't think they're able to get it back. But my pick of Colorado to win the Stanley Cup, looking pretty good right now, because they look fucking awesome. And for Vancouver, an unbelievable comeback to be able to now have the opportunity on home ice to win in game 5 and put this one away and be able to rest for a little bit and just catch yourself. Because the playoffs, it is every other day, aside from this one because they're traveling all over the place, but for the most part, excuse me, it is every other day and everything's flying at you. And it's, okay, was this is, to be able to take that step back and just breathe, I think it's going to be very important for this team. So putting this one away in game 5, I think is going to help. Because it seems like the opponent that you're going to have in the next round, the Edmonton Oilers, also feel like they're going to put theirs away in 5. And I think the rest of the league is cursing the LA Kings for letting Stuart Skinner get into a rhythm because he has been really good these last couple. That Oilers team is clicking on all cylinders, and they look really dangerous right now. But again, funny what happens when the best players step up at this time of year, right?